Hi Aries, I hope that you're all doing well. We are here with a timeless reading for you. Timeless reading means just that this can resonate really at any point in time, rather than it needing to be during a specific point in time. Okay, we're starting off first with Five of Swords. Five of Swords is when we can feel kind of on edge about something. We can feel a little bit guarded, kind of like we want to protect ourselves for some reason. Like, you may just not want to let your guard down. You can be like mad at somebody too. It doesn't only just have to be feeling mad though. It can be some other things. I'm seeing the Lovers here. Okay. I get this sense that this can be one of two things, and for some of you it can even be both of these things. So intuitively looking at this, the Five of Swords is actually looking in a different direction than the Lovers, and so you can feel like you feel protective over a relationship, and you can say that you'll sort of show up and protect it in the way that you need to. Usually with Five of Swords, we feel like something is being threatened. So you can feel like something's going on where a relationship is being threatened. You can be feeling a type of way because of that. So you can be like, I need to be Five of Swords, which is you sort of armoring up. You can be doing that. Hi, my love. You can come over here. You can be feeling like that. Sorry, guys. You can be feeling like that towards another person. I can't show the Lovers card because of censorship, but, well, actually, we'll put the Lovers card like this, okay? So we have the Lovers card here, but Five of Swords is facing that way. So this can be like, I'm feeling a type of way towards something over here because I feel protective over the relationship. That can be one way that this is being felt. Another way is just that you can actually be feeling a type of way towards somebody that you have a close relationship with, and that can also be going on too. And for some of you, this can be both of those things. Maybe you're feeling a way towards somebody that you're close with, and maybe you also feel protective over a close relationship that you have too. But whatever it is, this is like feeling disgruntled about something, feeling a type of way about something, feeling like there's a need for you to be like not feeling relaxed here. And for some of you, this can a very, very close relationship to the point where it's like, for some of you, this can involve a relationship with where you're dating someone. For some of you, this can involve a marriage. It can involve somebody that you're living with. There's strain being put on the relationship, I'm seeing. Next to the Lovers, we have Ten of Swords. Okay, so this can also mean too, it can be like my own feelings are sort of getting in the way of the relationship right now, or my own, like, it can be my anger is not allowing me to connect with this person. It can be my resentment towards this person is creating stress within the dynamic. But you can also say too, like, maybe them not doing, like, meeting my expectations is then impacting me, so that I'm having my feelings, and so it's really them like not meeting my expectations, them not acting how I want or what I feel like is appropriate, or like what we agreed upon here. And so it can be like all of these types of things that are going on, whatever it is. And this can even be like my partner is being a type of way towards me. I want intimacy, and they're not connecting with me in the way that I would like to right now. And now I'm feeling like it's putting like immense stress and pressure on the relationship. So it can be like your own attitude, it can be their attitude, it can be both y'all's attitude here. And then we also have Page of Cups, and we have the Death card. So this can mean like something really changing when it comes to the feelings that are involved. that can be what's going on here. Do you want to come down here? Just coming around and check things out. Also, too, I will say this. When we have Page of Cups, like that can sometimes, you can come down here, babe. There can be like this, there can be this feeling at times where with Page of Cups, it can be like more of a sweet thing when it comes to stuff going on emotionally. So it can be like us sharing feelings and having that sense of connection and things feeling happy and whatnot. And then having that Death card there can be like, it doesn't feel so sweet anymore. It feels like those feelings that I had before, they're dead and gone. That can kind of be the feeling as well. That can be going on too. And, or it can just be like feelings changing immensely. We don't know what exactly, but like something is changing into something. So there was the initial, this is how I'm feeling. Now something about that is going through an immense shift, an immense change, is evolving into something else. And it, whatever it is, it wasn't like it was before. Because Page of Cups can even be an intention of, we're here and we're connecting with each other and this is what we're doing. Having the Death card can mean like no more, or maybe something like that. Or it can mean, well, it's not going to be like it was before, and that can also be something that's going on too. Oh, but then we have Ace of Cups and we have Knight of Pentacles arriving. So with that, this can be love that's being offered. It can be a new chapter. But with that Five of Swords, I feel like there's an acknowledgement of moves that could be made with Knight of Pentacles. So Knight of Pentacles will be, you know, showing up and putting the work in and taking the steps and building together with this person. But then having Five of Swords there can be sort of like begrudgingly doing that. Or it can be like, I know that I should be doing this, but I'm not doing it because I'm feeling a type of way towards them. It can be that as well. And it can be too, like, maybe it's like more even simplistic what needs to be done here, but then because of the way that this is being perceived and the way that this is being felt, like even that just feels like too much. Like even those little things that need to be done here. It's like, you know, when you're in a good mood and somebody like asks you for a favor, you need to get something done. You're like, yeah, whatever, like add it to the tab, or like, oh, I'll just put that on my list, whatever. It's not a big deal. But when you're feeling a type of way, you feel this feeling of self-preservation come in. So you're like, I'm not trying to do favors for anybody. So there can be something like that going on where like this normally may not be a big like gesture move to be making, but it feels like it's getting thick to be doing this. Why? Because it's like if there's like not a feeling of being open, the Ace of Cups can be there, but one isn't feeling open to it. So they're not trying to connect, even though the opportunity to connect is there. One can be like, well, you may be showing up now and you may be saying that you're open, but I'm still feeling protective of myself. Even though like ultimately we do want the Ace of Cups, but when something's going on and we feel like I haven't worked out what's happening, I don't want to be putting myself in harm's way, it can feel difficult to take those walls down. Also, too, we have Nine of Cups here, which is connected with what we want in our heart, but Five of Swords is not open-hearted, and so how do you know then, too? When we have Five of Swords, this can be like thinking that we want certain things, but wanting that from a place where our heart is closed off. And if our heart were open, we'd be more in touch with like what we actually want on a deeper level. Also, too, we have 10 of Wands and we have 9 of Cups here, and that can indicate that in ways we may have what we want, and we also can feel like it's a very high price that we're paying too. And I feel like even though things are coming around and it's like, okay, like there's this opportunity here, there's something opening where we can reconnect with one another. At the same time, having this Ace of Cups, this like new chapter of connection, it feels like it's immediately stressful. Even though one can feel like this is what I want, at the same time, it feels like, why should it be taking that big of an exertion of energy when something is just getting started? It feels like something is out of balance. It's like when you ride on the stationary bike, the incumbent bike, when you're riding on it and you have the resistance to like the lowest setting, it shouldn't be extremely difficult to pedal. You know, you'd expect that when you have the resistance set up really high. This feels like something that is just getting started, so there's not really supposed to be any resistance yet. We have the 10 of Wands here, so it's like resistance on 100. And that doesn't really match the situation because it's supposed to be a new chapter. It's supposed to be the beginning, like you're just in the warm-up now. Like, why would it be the 10 of Wands? No, it feels just not, like something feels out of balance there. Like that doesn't go with the norm of how this situation, I think, is meant to go, or what we would normally be seeing here. Just feels out of whack to me. You have quite a long history with this person. So wanted this for a long time. We have Scorpio, we have Gemini. Okay, so what comes after the Death card, or sort of like death comes through and it does its thing, and what is that producing? We see a King of Wands and we see 9 of Pentacles. What this means is that when the Death card goes through this situation and impacts it in whatever way it might, which means that this will be a catalyst for change and for things to evolve, what it produces is somebody that is capable, somebody that is efficient, somebody that is ready, somebody that is responsible, somebody that takes accountability, somebody that is self-sufficient. So along the way, something like this is being developed as part of the plot of this. I wonder too if there's something going on as well with like hyper independence, possibly. I don't think that that's the only way that this can be, but that can definitely be a little part of this. Or maybe it's just like actually an appropriate amount of that. Like maybe this is the notion of going from like looking around and feeling a type of way towards people because of like wanting things done and whatnot, or like the person that one is dating, like feeling a type of way, to then saying, oh, I'm responsible for that. I can do that. You know, it's like there's a difference between something that only a partner can give you versus are you possibly outsourcing something to a partner that you're meant to be doing yourself. And for some of you, this can be the person that you're with or would potentially be with here in this scenario. Like maybe they're looking at you, you're getting into like fights with them, having issues with them because they like want you to do things and they want to lean on you in a way where it's like they're not even like doing anything for themselves. And they're expecting you to be not just taking care of yourself, not just taking care of the kids if you have kids, or like the responsibilities, but also being the King of Wands for them too. And it's like everybody has to be the King of Wands for themselves, and then there can be that like co-creation together. Otherwise, it feels like something about this like feeling of resentment of like, why am I the one that's doing everything here? It feels like everybody needs to be the King of Wands in this scenario. Otherwise, there's this feeling of, and even if it's like, even if someone's like, I don't mind doing this for you, I don't mind doing that for you, a person can feel within themselves that they are supposed to be stepping up in that way within their life. And so that may be something that they want to do for themselves. And that can be something that comes into play too. That's the only reason why I think Five of Swords would be here. It's somebody needing to recognize that if there's this feeling about things, they need to take action based upon the way that they're feeling, and that it's like a message here that they can interpret, and that allows things to change in an appropriate way that I think makes things feasible, makes things possible, maybe where it like wasn't necessarily before, wasn't so, maybe where it becomes jointed where it was disjointed before. I'm seeing this be a long-standing relationship, whether you stay in contact with this person or you guys like aren't always. I feel like there's a long history here with one another, and I get to this like need for practicality and need for like openness and connection emotionally, and also feeling like this is definitely a very challenging point. Again, it's one of these moments where it's like, yes, this is what I want with Nine of Cups. At the same time, can feel like a lot of energy and a lot of resistance and a lot of difficulties at the same time. I want to clarify Five of Swords and see if anything else is coming out. I feel like it's like this is the type of love that can change and can evolve, and there can be like reconnecting in the new energy, but in the old energy may not work. Five of Swords can also be judgment, can be criticism, judgment, animosity, isolation, anything else that feels like relevant. Just not open-hearted at the end of the day with Five of Swords. There can also be a struggle to communicate as well. Like, I wonder if this is maybe sometimes shutting down rather than communicating, especially when it's more tough thoughts and feelings to digest. That can be part of this as well. And definitely a feeling of like wanting things my way. That can be like difficult to work with as well sometimes. Kind of like this idea of it should go a certain way, and not everybody may always be on the same page with that. Yeah, I'm definitely getting something here where there's something about feeling a type of way, feeling upset, and this having to do with like initiating responsibility, like who's taking the wheel, who's driving, like that type of thing. Your feelings about that personally within you, your feelings about that towards this other person too. That being, it's like all the stuff that's connected with the King of Wands. But I feel like specifically as it relates to like self-sufficiency, self-reliance, capability, willingness, like these sorts of themes, like autonomy being connected with this. So having that Five of Swords and having Ace of Cups is a very weird mix to see, because Ace of Cups needs someone to have their heart open in order to connect, but Five of Swords is, my heart is shut down right now because when I had my heart open, I felt hurt, and so I've done this to protect myself. So even though the Ace of Cups is there, there's this guarded thing that's happening here. So even though Ace of Cups is available, like that door is available, it's like one can't fit through the door. You need to take the armor off in order to fit through the door, but the armor's still on, so you can't go through that door. Even though it's there, it's open, it's available. And this all having to do with steps that are being taken within the relationship. Definitely has to do with you and this person. And then feeling like, I don't know, there can be questioning of things. Should it be this stressful? Should it be this difficult? Should it take this much energy? Why is something that's supposed to be that potential of energy and that newness, why is it feeling so difficult? And it's because of like not being truly open and connected, which one needs to be in order to really feel what's going on here and know that something is what they want. Because I feel this sense of this actually very much may be what one wants, but if their heart is not in a place where they're receptive to that, they're not going to be able to tell. And that can be something that goes on for all of us sometimes, you know. We can feel very triggered by someone, feel a type of way, and then we can feel out of touch with what we want and then do things based off of that. Because we're feeling stressed out and trying to find ways to cope with it and feeling like we're sort of at our limit, not wanting to feel that way anymore. And so what is one left to do then? I think trying to reconnect and come into less of an extreme here and come back more into the middle. Or even too, if you're like on one end of the extreme, like recognize the other as well. You know, if you're feeling very much a type of way towards this person and like angry with them for something, or like not feeling safe, also remember too the times that you did feel safe and that you do feel comfortable, or like the sweet times with them too. You know, like you have to find some way to balance and anchor the energy. And what this is going to do is help like mentally transform things into feeling like one is here, ready, present, and I think prepared to sort of take things on and look at this from a more like equalized place where there's more of a sense of balance. And I think too, to recognize like where things are now and what's going on now. Some of you as well, there could have been, you could have felt a type of way towards somebody and things got really heavy with them. And even though the Page of Cups is there, so it can be like, we both said that we had feelings for one another, even though Page of Cups was there, something may have come to an end. Okay? Like somebody may not have been totally available and open to the connection. Someone may have not had their heart totally open. And so even though you were in this situation with this person and feelings were discussed, because we have Page of Cups there. So it's like something was mentioned. There was a recognition that there were feelings involved there, like something was developing. Having Death card can mean the situation came to an end for some reason. Then we have Ace of Cups, which can mean, okay, something's coming back around now. But one can still be feeling a type of way based off of what happened in the past. And even though one may want to make a move here and say, like, I remember how things were, they could be nice like that again. One may still feel a type of way based off of what happened. Like, remember when things ended back there? Maybe even not seeing how there's been a development through the process and how that's like benefited things to possibly even make it like more practical nowadays or more compatible, more sustainable. I definitely get like a very fiery energy here, and so I think things like intense emotions may be easier to channel initially, and that finding ways to gravitate towards center can be helpful in seeing this with a clear perspective. Because there can really be some deep bitterness here that like can be worked with, and it can be transmuted. I do get the feeling of somebody feeling a type of way. It's weird because it almost feels like somebody being a type of way because they wanted something and then things came to an end. But also too, like I'm seeing somebody in the Five of Swords energy, so it's like somebody wanting to have like a nice relationship with you, and then you being like, no, for some reason this isn't going to work out, and you end it. But having them be in the Five of Swords energy, they could have been like maybe not very nice, even though like they wanted something nice. You know, it just feels like something weird like that, where maybe there was like a little bit of a lack of awareness or something going on, where one was like, this is what I want, and then felt a type of way about like things happening, but at the same time like wasn't even in that energy to match that thing that they wanted. You know, like I want a nice relationship, but I'm not going to treat you nicely, you know, because like I don't feel good about myself. Or even too, like not letting go of, well, not processing through old stuff that had happened, and then like a new relationship comes through, and being like, you're probably just going to treat me like that other person, like not being open to it, and then losing something that they want. Like it can be things of this nature. There are other things going on here too, but I don't want to like confuse the reading by talking about all the variables. So we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.